Welcome in, everyone, to Prowler Racing League season number 6 tonight. We are in Mexico going around the Grand Prix tonight. We have, it's like 14 drivers so far for tonight. 13 because Lux actually will not be able to make it. She checked in, but can't make it. But the racetrack tonight, we got the long straightaway down to turn number 1. 2.674 miles long, 2 DRS zones, and the tight, twisty bits through the stadium. Let's head on over to our intermission screen while we wait for everyone to ready up and go. Let's take a look here. So, take a look at our calendar. As you can see, we finished round number 1 already. We're into round 2. Which brings us here to Mexico. Next up, we got Italy. But tonight, we're in Mexico. We do have a requirement tonight for our drivers to do 2 pit stops minimum. So we'll keep an eye on how everyone gets on with that. And we can hear the beeps in the background of the server loading up. So while we're sitting here, we finished the first round. Our teams, currently Haas out in front with 39 points, McLaren 30, Alpine 20, Ferrari 16, Aston Martin, Sauber sitting at 10, Williamson at 8, Red Bull at 3, Mercedes did not score, and neither did the Racing Bulls. Hopefully that will change for tonight. We'll keep an eye on that. But those team standings brought to you by your driver standings. We got a top 10 here. We have more drivers than that, but it's easier to show on screen the top 10. Zoluxi, your championship leader so far, not here tonight, so she's going to be losing out on a massive amount of points for tonight, which is going to give our Season 3 champion, Some Good Salt, an opportunity to take the lead in the championship. But Sasuke is going to be right there with Vanilla and Alex charging hard. So that is where we're at right now for the championship standings. Currently sitting in the pit lane, qualifying starting up for us right now. So let's head down to the racetrack and check out the conditions that we're going to get going here. So let's get rid of the in-game graphics because we got better ones. Taking a look here, see our leaderboard. If there's anyone who does not have, we have one individual that might be Mitch again. Unfortunately, not giving us telemetry. Double check to make sure our system is collecting data correctly, even though we may not begin Mitch's telemetry. Yeah, looks like that's the only issue so far. So we'll just send a message in the Discord to double check on Mitch, but the car's out on track right now. First one out is Vanilla, the Ferrari. Going to give us a slight bit of a track tour as we head through here. He's currently heading through turn number 5, heading down through the S's here. Let's check real quick. Not setting a time yet because he's on his outlap. Track is clear ahead of him as he was the first car out, so we'll keep an eye on how he does his opening lap. He's going to set the first flying lap for us. So let's take a look here. Let's get this information up on screen. Down the long straightaway. DRS wide open, coming down to turn number 1. Heavy on the brakes, DRS wing slaps close as he head through turn 1, turn 2. Clipping the apex on 3, accelerating out, DRS opening back up as he heads down to turn number 4. And as expected, fastest first sector, as he is the first car to set a time. fastest lap, 1:15.553 for the Ferrari. As we're going here, we have the next driver actually saying the fastest time is going to be Mitch in the Aston Martin. Fastest first and second sector. Going to be up on Vanilla's time. Coming around the stadium section. Around the final corner. Cross line, the shortest distance of 1:15.281. That is 0.2 faster than Vanilla. Next up, we've got one of our reserves driver. Got Chris King coming through. Going to score some points tonight for the V-Carb team as they didn't score anything last time. Ooh, heavy braking there. Back end sliding out. A wash in the middle sector. Fastest first sector. Personal best middle. And abandons the lap coming into the pits. He was on a blazing one, but didn't work out. So let's head for another driver. We've got AO. AO in the Mercedes. Personal best so far. It's showing yellow on there just because somebody hit the pylon going to the pit lane. AO across the line. P9 with a 1:17.063. Going to be fast enough for P9. Check out who else is on the track right now. Got Alex in the Haas. Missing his teammate tonight. Fastest first sector, 28.054 the first sector. Personal best in the middle, not fast enough to get pole position. But currently P2. So the only drivers we haven't had so far is F4, Chris, C9, and Salt. So let's go check out Inception. Personal best, first sector. Coming through the S's section here in Mexico. Clipping the apex as he's coming through. Down the straightaway, down to the entrance of 12 into the stadium. Oh, goes wide there. Shocker didn't validate his lap, but that's going to rob him of a lot of time. Not any better in the middle sector, and he abandons the lap because of that. Sasuke has wing damage. Sasuke missing the left end plate of his front wing. Has the Red Bull behind. Not sure if that Red Bull is on a timed lap or not. He might be. It looks like he backed off a little bit there, but Sasuke on the softs probably going to abandon this lap at some point. It is invalidated. So let's go check out another driver. Let's go check out Dynamic. Dynamic is actually on an outlap. So we'll hang out with Dynamic here because it doesn't look like anybody else is improving on their time so far. So we're just going to stay here with Dynamic. AO is improving. And getting those tires warmed up. 10 minutes left to go in qualifying session. Your fastest right now is Mitch, followed by Alex, Vanilla, Sasuke, Inception, Dynamic, Boogie, Fiber, AO, and Vans. Down to turn number 1. DRS slams closed. Going through the corners. Personal best in the first sector. Yellow middle sector coming through the stadium now. Shortest distance cross the line dynamic of the P4 1:15.693. Very decent improvement there. Like Mitch currently on a timed lap coming across the line. He improved in the first sector. Improves the third sector for fastest lap now, a 1:15.211. 2/10 up to Alex, who just crossed the line there as well. So it looks like we got Mitch, Alex, Vanilla, Dynamic, Sasuke, Inception, Some Good Salt, Boogie, Fiber, AO, your top 10. Chris King pips him 1:14.640 for fastest lap, getting the first and third sectors the fastest there. Let's check out Vanilla is actually improving as well. So far, Chris fastest first sector and third. Vanilla fastest in the middle. Vanilla moves up P3 1:15.372. Let's check out, see if anybody else is doing another lap here. Let's go check out F4. Hasn't set a time yet. So he's going slow here. He might be on an outlap still. Validates on warm-up lap. That's okay. Still got playing time. Let's go check out C9. Currently 13th. So Chris coming through turn 6 here. Got Inception on track as well. Coming through the stadium section. Not improving on his time, so we shouldn't see a big move there from inception. C9 not improving that first sector. So we'll stay here with C9 as he heads through the stadium section. See if he improves. Cross the line. Let's see here. We'll head down to F4. He's improving on his time so far, but then again, he didn't set a time yet. So this is all cross the line. F4 moves up to P9 with a 1:16.232. So far, looks like the only time drivers out right now is going to be Boogie. Alex is out, but he invalidated his lap, so he's going to have to come back around and start time. Boogie starting his timed lap now, getting those tires up to temperature, across the line. DRS wide open as he flies down to turn number 1. Towing along the Red Bull there. C9 has front wing damage, 100% on one of the front left. So it looks like he got some damage somewhere out on track. But Boogie now coming down to the first sector line. Let's see what he can do for the first sector. Personal best, 28.190. So he's improving. Keep a close eye on how he finishes out this lap. Looks like Chris King is out on a out lap, so he should make it around in time to do a timed lap. Through the S's, Boogie goes. See where he goes across sector 2. Does not improve, so he's lost out a little bit there. Hopefully he can make it back here through the stadium section. Very tight and twisty, slow speeds. Shortest distance to the line, across the line, up to P9 for Boogie, 1:16.217. Great improvement there from where he was on the grid originally. We got almost everyone out on track currently. We'll go take a look at. So we know Mitch is going to be fast. Chris is going to be fast. Alex is going to be fast. He's exiting the pit lane. So we got our top 4 currently out on track. Let's see who's actually leading us so far. Who's going to come across the line first to set a timed lap. Minute left in qualifying session. Chris, cross line, start his flying lap. Let's watch him. Alex invalidates, but that was his warm-up lap, so it shouldn't matter for the qualifying lap he's going to throw down. Very wide onto the curving. Great turn in into turn 1. Through the exit, DRS wide open. See what he does in the first sector. Purple, first sector, 27.574. Improving on his fastest lap that he set previously. "17 seconds left in the session. Let's see if Alex can get across the line in time to start. Inception retired. In the pit lane, Chris again improves the middle sector. Still not fast as Sasuke has the fastest middle sector. But this will improve the fastest lap that is available. Sasuke sets P2, 1:14.974. Chris cutting the distance, cutting the beam, 1:14.496 for Chris across the line. Let's see who's going to be next. It might be Mitch. Let's see where he's at on the map. Yep, Mitch. And then actually Vanilla's ahead of him. So Vanilla, personal best first sector, middle sector not improving. So if he can pull something out here at the end, Keep a close eye. Ooh, getting very squirrely through the stadium. That's going to cost him a lot. Don't expect him to improve on this final lap. Cross the line. Does not improve. Still P5. We got first up ahead. Salt up to P2. Mitch across the line, P4. Alex invalidated on his timed lap, so that's going to be it for him. So pretty much everyone's across the line and done. So let's head up to your pole setter, Chris. We'll keep him in the crosshairs for the camera. As we go through, here is, again, your fastest lap. Chris King, a 1:14.496. P2 is going to be Some Good Salt coming out of nowhere. Then we got Sasuke in P3, Mitch P4. Alex P5, Vanilla P6, Lone Fiber P7, Inception P8, Dynamic P9, and Boogie rounding out your top 10. So that is going to be your qualifying session. Let's get a screenshot of that real quick. Let's go back to our intermission screen while we wait for everyone to get back into there. It's time now. Let's see here. I am quiet. Why am I quiet? Testing. Oh, there we go. Not sure why they got turned down. All right, so now everyone's in there setting up their setups for the race. So this race, we are requiring our drivers to do a minimum 2 pit stops to really spice up the strategy to see how everyone goes. So because of that, we're letting everyone take their time to get their strategies for tires set. Didn't see a whole lot of communication in the Discord early on to see what everyone was going to do. Roughly, it looked like we'll see a lot of drivers probably start on the hards and go to mediums. But we'll see what that does for everyone. So again, let's take a look at the calendar while we're waiting here. Tonight we're in Mexico. Next week we're in Italy. Then we're in Saudi Arabia under lights on the streets of Saudi Arabia. Then we're at Netherlands, the classic dune track of Zandvoort. Then we're back to streets in Monaco for a high attrition race. Then we're going to take a short break, but then we're back. We'll be at Monza, the Temple of Speed, on August 31st. Then we're to the figure eight of Japan, followed up by Interlagos and the streets of Baku. Then we're into the desert of Bahrain under the lights to finish out our season under lights in Singapore. And that's going to be our season 6. But tonight, again, we're in Mexico. Current team standings, Haas out in front. We only have one driver for them tonight. McLaren looking strong as well. Alpine, Ferrari, Aston Martin, Sauber, Williams, Red Bull, Mercedes, and then Racing Bulls, which Chris is going to be doing a fantastic job reserving tonight to give the Racing Bulls some points. So we'll see. May have given everyone a little bit too much time. But it's only fair to give everyone a chance to figure out what their strategy is. If they need to go use the restroom, they can. And get ready for our race tonight. So let's head down to the track as we're about to get ready. Command will go through momentarily into our Discord server to let everyone know. Less than a minute to go. We'll let everyone. I'm surprised everyone's being very calm about this. I think after last week when Sasuke goofed and didn't get everyone. All right, command has been sent for everyone to go to ready up. So here we go. There's the tick of the server letting us know. We're going to the track. Well, the camera watch our P2 position. Oh, actually, formation lap. Forgot we do that now. This season we're doing formation laps. Last season we didn't because it caused a glitch for the timing screens. So, tire strategy night. Mediums and hards. But we do have a few drivers that decide to go on softs early on. We actually have Sasuke. So we got Chris on hards, Salt on mediums, Sasuke on softs, Mitch on mediums, Alex on hards, Vanilla on hards, Lone Fiber hards, Inception mediums, Dynamic also on the mediums, Boogie on the mediums, F4 on the hards, Vans on the hards, AO mediums, C9 on softs, and our newest driver, Anime Boy, also on the softs. So Chris getting us through the stadium section right now. So let's, as he's coming to the grid, making sure his tires are nice and warmed up. Some good Salt, our Season 3 champion, rolling up. Into P2. Camera's not going to give us a very good option here. Let's actually head down the line. Let's go look at Sasuke. Sasuke on the soft is going to have a incredible start, I feel, as we get going here. Oh, then the camera goes to where we want it to be. So we're going to watch the lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lights are out, and we're racing in Mexico. It's like everyone getting away very nicely. Big moves in the back there. Sasuke going for the inside on softs. Salt also making a move early on. But Chris denies them all, retains first position. A little bit of contact there with Mitch. We're good so far as we're going through. No damage reported so far. We're going almost a single file, whereas Alex is right on the gearbox of Mitch. As we head down to turn number 4 in the first semi-stadium section. Ooh, warning there for Alex for corner cut. Oh, and contact in the back between the Red Bulls. And Anime, it looked like he might have gotten into that too. Anime, unfortunately, does have some wing damage. Let's check that out real quick. Yep, that right front end plate is gone, so that's going to hamper his downforce early on into this race. Whoa, going very sideways there for the Red Bull. Oh, big contact. That was the Red Bull of C9. Still rolling. Localized yellow, but he's going to have to pit to get that wing gone. So is Anime Boy. Chris starts us off. Oh, almost making contact there as Van's coming through. See, your Anime Boy is going to be coming into the pits. He does. So Anime Boy, C9, our first 2 drivers having an issue early on. See what tires Anime Boy goes to switch to. Looks like he's switching to the hards. Plus that wing change is going to make a long stop. About 7.4 seconds, which is typical. C9 is also out again. They both are on the hard. C9, I believe, did start on the soft. So they have their first pit stops of 2 done so far. Now let's go check out the racing up ahead. Mitch getting a 3-second time penalty. Few drivers have warnings early on. Chris, Some Good Salt, Mitch, Alex, Inception, Vans, and the Anime Boy all have warnings so far, but Mitch has 3 warnings and got his 3-second time penalty. So far, your leader right now is Chris King, out in front by almost 1.2 seconds back to our Season 3 champion, Some Good Salt. Almost a second back, we're going to Sasuke, who's on the softs. Now, mind you, the soft tires are going to be wearing out much sooner than everyone else. So Sasuke going with the gamble early on to try to gain positions. As we can see here, our tire life, they're saying the softs are only going to last for 11 to 13 laps, mediums 14 to 16, the hards 17 to 19. So your leader right now, Chris, out in front by almost 1.8 seconds, is going to go almost 6 laps at the minimum longer than Sasuke here on the softs. Right now, Sasuke doing everything he can because right behind him, you have Mitch. DRS slams closed as they head into the stadium section. Mitch going to be sizing up Sasuke as we head through. It's going to be tight exit underneath the stadium to get out onto the main straight. Sasuke getting squirrely there. But Mitch right behind DRS wide open. Sasuke defending with DRS. He can't do anything about it. Mitch goes to the inside. Watch for the heavy braking because Mitch will be on the inside for turn 1. And he gets ahead. No side-by-side action there. Mitch does a fantastic overtake. Anime Boy, 3-second time penalty. Cutting the corner as well. So while Mitch has got himself up to P3, he does have that outstanding penalty of 3 seconds he's going to be contending with, but he's right on the gearbox of Salt. Not sure if Salt made a mistake, but he's only 2.7 back from Chris. And he's going to be under attack here as we go through the S's in Mexico. Mitch is going to be getting DRS here. Wide open. Trying to hunt down some good Salt. Salt, all he can do is defend with ERS. Mitch too far back to make the move there, but as we head into the stadium, line to stern, you have your P2 all the way down to P8. Mitch about half a second back, DRS wide open. Softer tires for Mitch and Salt compared to Alex. Alex making for a move, going to the inside. Camera switched the wrong way. Sorry about that. But Mitch Mitch up to P2. Some good Salt down the P3. Going to be under attack pretty soon from Alex. Alex making the move to the inside, getting past Some Good Salt up to P3 on the hard tires. Salt not letting him go, getting onto the inside through turn 6. Salt back up ahead of Alex. Further back, we got a little battle there with the McLarens. Sasuke doing everything he can to keep those soft tires alive, but they are very worn, sitting about average 45% on the rear compared to everyone else being around 20 to 30. Alex sitting about a half second back on the hard tires to the mediums out front. So right now, grip-wise, Mitch and Salt have advantage over Alex, but Alex will have the longevity of F4 with 3-second time penalty. Some Good Salt going for the inside, getting past Mitch. Alex is looking for the move as well. Oh, makes contact. Alex gets turned around, couldn't make it. They went side by side after turn 1. Not sure if Salt came over or if Alex was just wrong place, wrong time. This is going to drop him down to P8. But thankfully, he's on the hard tire so that he can go longer than a lot of the drivers up ahead and regain position that way through pit stops. So let's go take a look at another battle that's close by. So right now we got Vanilla and Fiber battling out with Sasuke in the middle of that. So Sasuke losing out due to the tire grip. Sasuke's into the pits to get rid of those soft tires. C9 with 3-second time penalty. This may turn into a race of attrition. Vanilla going for the move on Fiber. Around the outside through turn 1. Gets ahead through turn 2. But Fiber right on that gearbox, not letting him get away. Now because of where the detection zone is, Vanilla gets DRS and Lone does not. Lone having to defend against Dynamic right behind, and Alex not letting that incident early on get to him. So Vanilla P4, we got a yellow flag on the straightaway. That might be one of the, oh, it looks like F4 retired in the pits. Tough break for F4. He was doing really well. Not sure the reasoning behind that. We'll have to check with him later. So what happened? But right now, Mitch on the gearbox of Some Good Salt, not letting him get away. Here they come through the final corner. Mitch very close right now. Going to get DRS as we head down the main straight. Rear wing wide open. Might be too far back to make a move here, but we'll see. Track's clear. Mitch going for the inside on Salt. Oh, contact there. Anime Boy with another time penalty. That may have been an AI car getting in the way. But Mitch, P2, Some Good Salt, P3. All while this fight is happening, Chris pulling away out in front, currently 7.7 seconds. 14 of the original 15 still running. It's like F4 is commenting in the Discord. We can let you know what happened momentarily. But right now, here's your leader, Chris, out in front, 7.7 seconds, starting lap number 9 of 36 here in Mexico. We can actually pull up a little bit of a race story here. We'll go through everyone through the grid so far, or on the track. Chris, your pole setter, started first, now in first. So the word is from F4, his controller had stick drift. And because that's a liability on the track to everyone else, he did the correct thing and retired from the session. Tough break for F4. Hopefully you can get that stick drift figured out and fixed for next week. Tough break for the Alpine driver. So P2, currently Mitch, started fourth, up to P2 now, defending against Some Good Salt. Some Good Salt started P2, dropping down to P3, trying to get that position back. Goes a little wide there through turn 8. Going through the S's right now, the gap building. Next up, we got Alex, started 5th, now all the way up to 4th. That's a great recovery so far, especially dropping all the way down to P8 from that contact early on. No reported damage on the car, so that is great to hear. Alex making his way back up, is already on the gearbox of Some Good Salt as we head around the final corner. And looks like Salt's actually coming into the pits to get rid of his mediums. And Alex continues on in the hards. We're actually going to wait here a minute. We'll go check out our total pit stops on our leaderboard just to see who has pitted so far out of their required 2 pit stops. So far, Some Good Salt, Sasuke, Dynamic, Boogie, Inception, AO, C9, and Anime have all done their first pit stop of the required 2. Let's actually take a look real quick. Actually, Mitch, his mediums are cooked. Let's take a look at this real quick. If we go to, where is our car info? Look at that wear percentage for his rear tires. 65 on the left rear and 60 on the right rear. It is 50 on the front, 42 on the other front. It is showing in our tire wear graphic on the timing scoring. It's an average of the front and rear tires. Mitch does come into the pits as a great call there. Those tires were done. He was not necessarily at a risk for puncture, but it could happen. Lone Fiber there in the kick, also doing a pit stop. 2.2 seconds. That means that he hit the entry just right to get the pit stop in. As he's coming out of the pits, there goes Sasuke and Dynamic and Salt. So Mitch coming out into P7 on a fresh set of mediums. So Mitch going with a medium strategy. We'll see how that works out for him. He does have that 3-second outstanding penalty that he will have to keep in mind as the race progresses. So your top 3 have yet to pit stop. Keep an eye here on Mitch as he's attacking Dynamic, who after his pit stop decided to go with the hards. Salt with 3-second time penalty. As we said, this may turn into a race of attrition. We'll have to keep an eye on how everyone handles these time penalties and manages them correctly. DRS wide open as they head down to turn number 12 to enter into the stadium. Mitch going to the inside. Tucks back in to get that drag, or the toe. Whips around the outside of Dynamic. Absolutely flying down to turn number 1. Over 200 miles per hour as they got down to the braking zone of turn number 1. Mitch getting past Dynamic up to P6. So the next closest battle is actually just up ahead between Some Good Salt and Sasuke, but Mitch is right there. In no time at all, Mitch on the brand new mediums having higher grip right on the backside of Some Good Salt. These two drivers are racing head to head as they both have 3-second time penalties. See how they do coming out of the... Mitch thinking about a move there. Tucks back in behind. Ooh, Some Good Salt going a little wide there. Oh, Mitch getting right in the back there. Lone Fiber, 3-second time penalty. Now, unfortunately, Sasuke does not have DRS to defend, which allows Some Good Salt to get closer and closer. Salt deciding to take the racing line while Sasuke defends the in. Some Good Salt up to P number 4. With Sasuke right behind while Sasuke is going to have to defend against Mitch. And he will not have DRS because the detection zone was further back. Mitch going to the inside. Now to the outside. Getting through turn number 5. Alex with a 3-second time penalty. Mitch barely getting ahead. Almost looks like they made contact, but they continue on. Sasuke, unfortunately, dropping down to P6 while Mitch up to P5. But Sasuke not letting him go, staying right on that gearbox. Inception with 3-second time penalty. Sasuke doing everything he can to keep the medium tire of Mitch within striking distance. The gap now is 7/10 as we head around turn 17 onto the main straight. Across the line. Vanilla's in the pits. So Vanilla completing a pit stop. So as it stands right now, I believe the only a few drivers. Let's take a look real quick here. Just pull it up. Looks like Alex and Chris, the only two drivers that have not done their pit stop. So your top two have not pitted. Where is, I believe Chris is actually just coming into the stadium section now. Yep, there he is. Down to turn number 12. Current gap back to Alex is 7.2 seconds. Mitch, 16 seconds back from them. So let's see if Chris does pit stop now, and he chooses to, yes. So Chris into the pits. Total pit stop time. I forget what the delta is. I think this is going to drop Chris down to possibly P2 or P3. But he's going to be right in the middle of the battle between Salt. Actually, let's see here. 20, 21, 22 seconds. So he pulled it off. So Chris pitted, got back out in front of, there's the pack right there we were worried about. Not actually worried about it. So your current leader is Alex out in front, has yet to make his first pit stop. Chris coming into the pits off the hards onto the mediums. Vanilla retired from the session. Lone Fiber retired from the session. Not sure what happened there. Fiber does have his front right end plate is missing. Vanilla left. So we have two drivers dropping out here at lap 15. Chris setting the fastest middle sector. Cross line. So let's go through our race story right quick. Because Alex decided to stay out. His rears are an average 52% worn, 28 in the front. So he can actually make these go a little bit longer. I think, what was it? They're calling for lap 17 was the initial. Yeah, hards were 17 lap 17 to lap 19. So he's going to be pitting soon. It'll either be the next lap or within the next 3. C9 with another 3-second time penalty. Currently up to 6. So we're going to check out our drivers and their race story. So Alex started 5th, got into an accident early on, dropping down to 8th. Currently in first place, has yet to do a pit stop of the required 2. Unfortunately, does have a 3-second time penalty. So that's going to cost him at the end. He's going to have to manage that and keep gaps. We'll have to keep track of that. Alex left the session. So Alex is currently under AI, which is unfortunate. Hopefully he can get back into the server soon to get that taken care of. So Chris just setting a fastest lap. Your pole setter now in P2 does the pit stop strategy perfectly to keep ahead of the pack that's following behind. Chris does not have any time penalties, so that's going to be a great asset for him. Then we've got Some Good Salt, started P2 in 3rd right now, being harassed by Mitch. Does have a 3-second time penalty. Then we got Mitch hunting down Some Good Salt. Also a 3-second time penalty, started 4th, in 4th, going for the move now. Side by side, let's see if he can pull it off. Ooh, gets a little squirrely there. Goes wide to avoid contact. All while this is going on, then we got Sasuke moving up, taking advantage of the tussle. So let's actually go back up to Sasuke. Sasuke started 3rd, now in 4th, dropping Mitch back to P5. Sasuke does not have a penalty. Then you got Mitch with 3-second time penalty. Then we got Dynamic, the other McLaren, started 9th, currently up in 6th. Then we've got Boogie 10th to 7th. Okay, did get a message from Alex. Oh, Firebird. Oh, no. Okay. Apologies. Hold on one second. I didn't see him. He's not on here. He's not on my list. Oh, that's unfortunate. All right, back to the race. So Boogie started 10th, currently up to 8th. We got AO 13th up to 9th. Vans 10th to 12th. Anime Boy started 15th up to 11th. Does have 9 seconds of penalties. We got C9 with 6 seconds of penalties. Started 14th up to 12th. We got Chris up front. All right, so we're trying to get Alex back into the lobby. So, okay. we'll get rid of this race story. Go back to the gaps here. Who is our closest fight? Some Good Salt and Mitch and Sasuke. This group of 4 cars keeping it so close together, doing a fantastic job. Mitch P2, Some Good Salt P3. P2 and P3 both have 3-second time penalties, so they're going to have to manage that as going on. And everyone's still, I think everyone has completed their first pit stop. So now we're on lap 20 of 36. Everyone still has to make at least one more pit stop. Salt getting up to P2 past Mitch. It's going to be a DRS train switcheroo for a while now, I think, until somebody pits. Now, mind you, Salt, Mitch are both on the mediums, where Sasuke, Sasuke with 3-second time penalty. Hopefully we get Alex back into the game here. So your leader, and he's back in. There we go. So originally our drivers are supposed to add me and Vanilla, because I'm the host. Vanilla's one of our admins. So we get everybody in, but Alex never added my EA account, so I haven't been adding him. Somebody else has. So anyways, back to the race. Some Good Salt, P2, with Mitch right behind, both on mediums. Sasuke on the hards. 2, 3, and 4 all have 3-second time penalties. And you got Dynamic sitting right in the back here, going to take advantage as best he can because he has no time penalties and sitting pretty dang close to everyone here. This is your closest battle on track. We do have Boogie. Actually, let's head down to Boogie. We've given these guys quite a bit of time. Let's see what Boogie can do on Inception here. Anime Boy with another 3-second time penalty. That puts him up to 12 seconds. Unfortunately, if he gets another time penalty, he will more than likely receive a penalty from the stewarding team. So Boogie not getting past, but Alex right there taking control of his car, telling the AI to F off. He is in the hunt right behind Boogie. Boogie getting all out of sorts with the faster driver behind. Alex gets up to P5, moving hard. If I did see that right, it looked like somebody was pitting. Let's take a look at what our total pit stops are, see what that was. Sasuke was pitting. So Sasuke and C9 have completed their required 2 stops. So let's go take a look at close battle. Mitch all the way up on Some Good Salt. They're going side by side through the stadium section. Salt keeping the lead. Dynamic looking to take advantage, and Dynamic will take advantage as both Mitch and Some Good Salt sliding into the pits. Neither one of them picking up a penalty, so they stopped. They got slowed down just in time. No wing change for either of them. Mitch switching to hards, and so did Some Good Salt. And they're back out onto the track for racing. Alex retired. So all that work to get Alex back into the game, and he retires lap 23. 36. So apparently the cars, when they retire in the pits, come back out. That's weird. But should be okay. There doesn't look like anybody's going to be around. But now we have 4 retirements in the session. Some Good Salt with 3-second time penalty now. Up to 6 seconds for Salt. Making mistakes as Mitch is absolutely on that gearbox, not letting Salt get away. Salt doing everything he can to keep his elbows wide. Mitch going to the inside, gets past Some Good Salt down to turn number 1. Heavy braking, locking up slightly as they head through turn 2 now and 3. Now Mitch will get DRS to try to pull away from Salt. Salt's going to be using that battery, which he does have a lot more. Actually, we can pull that up real quick looking at ERS. So as you can see, AO, we have no telemetry data on that, but you can see Mitch here sitting about 23% on his battery compared to Salt sitting at 66. Anime Boy getting another warning for a corner cut. Hopefully he doesn't get any more time penalties because that will affect him with the steward's office. So right now, Mitch hunting down Boogie. Boogie, one of our drivers who was a reserve all last season, kept it very clean throughout the entire season, never had any issues. He always did his best to score as many points as possible. Boogie comes into the pits as Mitch and Some Good Salt head down the main straight, lap 25. Salt they both have DRS because they were close enough to Boogie as they came around the detection zone. Side by side through turn number 1. Salt does get ahead. Now, mind you, Salt does have 6 seconds of time penalties compared to Mitch's 3. So right now, Mitch, all he has to do is stay within 3 seconds of Salt, and he will inherit P3. But the way these guys have been driving, that's not going to be the case. Blue flag up ahead for the Red Bull. Gets out of the way, lets both of them through. Great sportsmanship there from C9 as these two head through turn 9 and 10. Again, Some Good Salt, 6 seconds of penalties to contest. So Chris in the pits, coming out on mediums, does not have a time penalty. So right now, Chris with a gap of almost, that can't be right, 30 seconds? Yeah, 26. Yeah, so 20 seconds out. Yeah, see, they're dropping. I think it was because of the delta, the pit lane. But Chris out in front, 12.8 seconds to Sasuke in P2. Sasuke coming through, getting up on the back marker right now. Red Bull gets out of the way. Sasuke on the mediums. Pretty decently worn. Oh, Chris gets his 3-second time penalty. All right, so Chris has 3 seconds. So your top 4 drivers do have time penalties, 3 seconds each, except for Mitch or Salt, who has 6. 10 laps left to go. Anime Boy with another 3-second penalty, so that puts him at a total of 15. Unfortunately, that will have him go to the stewarding office and will more than likely get another penalty on top of that. Tough break for our newcomer, Anime Boy. So let's check it out. Mitch and Salt still going at it. This is our closest battle on track right now. Sasuke doing everything he can to keep the gap, currently 2.2 seconds. Mitch going to the inside through turn 4, gets past Some Good Salt. Great race between these two. Hopefully they don't compromise each other too much and let Sasuke stay ahead. Sasuke doing a great job on the mediums. Keep the gap at 2.3 seconds right now. Chris on the medium sets fastest lap, 1:16.321. It's going to score an extra point. Sasuke now up to 6 seconds of penalties. So he's going to drop back through Mitch. That causes Sasuke to lose out P2 and possibly P3. But as it were right now, Some Good Salt and Sasuke are racing straight up, whereas Mitch can inherit P2. Let's take a look at total pit stops. Only driver to still do a second pit stop is Anime Boy. So we'll keep an eye on that. And there he goes into the pits now. So that should complete our required 2 pit stop minimum here at Mexico. Where everyone comes out right now after these 2 exit the pit lane. This is going to be our current running order, but we'll go through and show all the time penalties we'll have to keep track of as the laps are rounding down. So Chris up ahead has gone through the start-finish line. So we're in lap 29 of 36. Double check our total pit stops. Yep, everyone has done their minimum 2. So we'll take a look at penalties right now. So currently, let's head up to our leader of the race by 18.6 seconds. Chris sitting on 3 seconds of penalties, which he doesn't really have to worry about because he's 18 seconds ahead, almost 19 now, to Sasuke, who's sitting on P2 with 6 seconds of penalties. Then we have Mitch in P3 with 3 seconds. So right now, because he is within 3 seconds of Sasuke, he's going to inherit P2. So he can either sit comfortably and just accept P2, or he's going to push hard and gain it on track. Knowing how Mitch is, he's going to want to try to get that position on track and not just automatically inherit it. And we got Some Good Salt sitting at 6 seconds of penalties. Currently running P4, keeping up with everybody else. Then we got Dynamic with no penalties, sitting in P5 within Some Good Salt 6 seconds of penalties. So he will inherit P4 as long as he keeps it within 6 seconds, which he's sitting at 3.7 right now. We're on lap 30 of 36. So Dynamic should be able to inherit P4, which is going to be a great result for the McLaren team. Next up, we got Inception, Mercedes driver sitting on 6 seconds of penalties. About 19 seconds back from Dynamic. And then we got Boogie, our other Ferrari driver, kept it clean all season last year. He been clean so far in Mexico. 1.4 seconds back from Inception, so he will inherit P6 at the end of this. So this is going to be a great result for Boogie, who unfortunately wasn't with us last week. but he's here tonight. We appreciate watching his clean racing once again. Then we got AO, our other Mercedes, sitting on no time penalties. But unfortunately, because he did not fix his telemetry and was commanded to by race control multiple times, he probably will be receiving a time penalty post-race. But if he can build the gap, 10 seconds to Sasuke for corner cut. Wow, he must have gone right through the stadium section. And he comes into the pit, so he's going to serve that 10, unfortunately. So we're AO. 10 seconds back is actually Vans. So AO just has to build a gap to Vans. He's going to maintain. Oh, no, he'll be fine because the Vans has 3 seconds of the time penalties. So AO should be okay, even with the post-race 10-second penalty that he'll get for the telemetry issue. Then we got our newcomer Anime Boy sitting at 15 seconds in P10. We got C9, our last runner, sitting at 9 seconds of time penalties. So the ones at the front are the ones we're going to have to really pay attention to. Dynamic, unfortunately. Oh, no. Dynamic's good because he's done everything right so far. Sasuke was 16. I thought he served his... He may not have served it while he's in the pits. But anyways, so let's get back to track underway. Interval gaps. 22 seconds. Chris sitting out 22, almost 22 and a half seconds out from Some Good Salt in P2, who's just on the main straight with Mitch right behind. These two have been going at it all race long. Mitch moving to the inside, down to turn 1. DRS train swapping positions once again. Like we said, Mitch definitely wanting to get that position on track, not inherit it via penalties. Is good to go because he basically... Mitch with only 3 seconds just needs to stay. Ooh, Some Good Salt getting a little squirrely there. Those tires getting pretty worn out. Again, we're on lap 32 of 36. Dynamic 5 seconds back to Some Good Salt. So he's actually going to inherit P3. Dynamic could get a podium here if he can keep it within 6 seconds. Currently, the gap from Some Good Salt back to Dynamic, 5.4. So Dynamic, we want to keep an eye on that gap. Needs it under 6 seconds, and he will get a podium position, which would be a fantastic result for Dynamic, keeping it clean tonight's race. And we got Boogie P5. Inception right on the back of Boogie. Inception does have 6 seconds of penalty, so Boogie could let him go and not worry about that at all. But Boogie getting past Inception at some point, it's just going to keep that position out in front of him. We're on lap 33 of 36. Some Good Salt right on the back of Mitch as they head through turn 4. Anime Boy with another 3-second time penalty, up to 18 now. Not making a great impression as his first race with the league. Through they go through turn 11. DRS wide open. Look at the dirty front wing as they head through the stadium section. Some Good Salt not letting Mitch get away. Heavy braking through. Chris pits. Chris is in the pits. Chris just left the pits, switching to the softs. He may have had enough of a gap. Oh, nope. He's going to lose. He loses the lead by pitting, but he's on the softs. Granted, he has 3 seconds of time penalty, so Chris and Mitch are racing straight up. And Some Good Salt. So right now, if Chris and Mitch can stay within 6 seconds of Salt, they will inherit. Dynamic is outside the 3-second window to Chris. He needs to close that gap. It's at 3.2 right now. He needs that to be less than 3 to get that podium back. It was a surprise to see Chris go for a pit, but he already has the extra point of the fastest lap. Not sure why he would have pitted onto the softs other than testing something for another league race that he has, as Chris is one of our reserve drivers joining us from over the pond. But yeah, that's interesting. So we're going to go with Mitch chasing down Some Good Salt. Oh, Boogie, 3-second time penalty. Kept it clean all last season. Couldn't do it here in Mexico. Unfortunately, picks up 3 seconds penalty, but the gap to Dynamic is too big to overcome, and then Sasuke has 16 seconds of penalties further back. Chris going for the move and regains the lead. Okay, so Chris on the soft tires sends it from so far back, regains the lead. That was incredible. So, Chris, your leader, lap 35-36. Some Good Salt and Mitch right behind, absolutely duking it out. Salt is very salty from that overtake. Look, he's staying right on the gearbox of Chris, not letting him go away. Vance picks up a 3-second time penalty. We have a slower car up ahead, one of the Red Bulls, but they should be able to get out of the way as they come down to the stadium section. Heavy braking for Salt. Mitch trying not to collect him. Heavy braking. Oh, whoa. That was lucky. A bit of a net coating glitch there that they didn't make contact. That was surprising. So we are now starting our final lap. Chris back out in front, building a gap. He is racing head-to-head with Mitch. Some Good Salt has 6 seconds time penalty, and Dynamic is within it. Dynamic is within range, now 3.8 back from Salt with no penalties. So Dynamic will inherit P3 if he can stick within that 6 seconds for the remainder of this lap. Mitch racing Chris head-to-head. Chris does have the advantage on the soft tires, whereas these hard tires of Mitch and Salt and Dynamic are going to be struggling. Mitch going to the inside, pushing Chris wide. Chris having to take a avoiding action. Continuing side by side. Chris loses it out. Chris spun it. Unfortunately, trying to take avoiding action. So Mitch, your leader, coming around the final corner. Cross the line, Mitch. Followed by Some Good Salt. Dynamic getting that P3. P2. Dynamic, oh, because Chris got knocked down the order. Dynamic gets P2 for the McLarens. Sasuke coming around the final corners. So your winner, Mitch, followed by Dynamic, Some Good Salt, Chris, Sasuke, P5, Boogie, P6. Oh, inherits P5 due to time penalties. Forgot about Sasuke having 19 seconds of time penalties. Deception also getting past Sasuke due to time penalties. AO entering the stadium section. Around the final corner. AO across line, P8. Vans in the Red Bull, scoring points for Red Bull. Coming through, P9. So again, your winner tonight is going to be Mitch in the Aston Martin. Followed by Dynamic with a clean race and getting up to P2 when everything's said and done. Some Good Salt, P3. Chris P4, Boogie P5, Inception P6. Oh no. Yep. Sasuke, AO, Vans, Anime Boy, C9. And then you have a few of our DNFs. So let's do a screenshot of this real quick. So your race winner, Mitch, followed by fastest lap being Chris. Driver of the day, Mitch. That's very well deserved. Inception with the most overtakes. That's great result for the Mercedes driver. Take a screenshot of these real quick. Come on, give me the one. There it is. So let's head on back to our intermission screen. So that is round 2 of season 6 at Mexico for the Prowler Racing League. Lots of overtaking action, lots of strategy calls with the 2-stop requirement. So we'll see how that ends up affecting the standings. But again, this was round 2 in Mexico. Next week, we're at Imola in Italy, which will be a classic track where a lot of drivers complain about track limits. So we'll see how everyone gets on with practicing to make sure that they stay within those track limits and not cause a whole bunch of issues for tonight. So big shout out to our winner, Mitch, Dynamic P2, Some Good Salt P3, Chris P4, Boogie, Inception, Sasuke, AO, and it just went away so I can't see it. But thanks again, everyone, for coming out tonight. We will see you guys next week at Italy. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.